You work hard to stay healthy and want the freedom to make the best decisions for yourself and your family. So why does healthcare still feel expensive and frustrating? Crowd Health is a different approach, built for entrepreneurs, families, and independent-minded people who want a simpler way to pay for healthcare. More than 28,000 members have already joined, and over 40,000 medical bills have already been funded. No restrictive networks, no corporate middlemen, just real people helping each other. Learn more at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com.
Yay Media Group.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Szabo, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. I'm Nick Adams.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Lacey G.
And today we are breaking down track number 7 on the Life of a Showgirl album, and that is going to be Actually Romantic, written by Taylor Swift, Max Martin, and Shellback. What a song.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love the cheekiness of this song. I love the dissing of this song. I like a playful take on a feud kind of thing. And I was going through and I was thinking like, okay, what kind of songs are kind of feud-based Taylor Swift songs where she's being funny about it, where she's like snarky? And so we got like Blank Space, Look What You Made Me Do.
I forgot that you existed.
I forgot you existed. Karma. Thank you, Amy. I Bet You Think About Me is a great one.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfectly Fine. And I think The Smallest Man Who Ever Lives kind of falls into that category too.
I would say so.
But I just love how she's taking a feud or a diss track kind of, and she's just being so snarky about it and funny and just thinking like, this affects you a lot more than it affects me.
Yeah, I do love the sentiment of, wow, like I am truly living rent-free in your mind. And I gotta say, like, this song altered my brain chemistry in some sort of way. I have like, obviously not Taylor Swift level, but being on the radio, I do have a little bit of a public persona per se. And I have dealt with mean comments about me for years. And for a long time, like, of course, they would get to me. Something about listening to Actually Romantic where I'm like, if you're commenting something mean about me, it's like, ooh, so you've been thinking about me. You know, like it really, she fixed the problem that I had with my own criticisms from people that listen to me in some sort of way. So thank you so much for that, Taylor Swift. You fixed a lot of problems in my life, including this one. But yeah, I really do love just the perspective of like, wow, clearly you've been thinking about me. Clearly you hate me. And I didn't even think about you once.
I am not thinking about you at all.
Yeah, I do. I think that's a great perspective because, I mean, like, would you consider this a diss track? Because, like,
I think it is in some way. I mean, it is.
Like, I don't know if
she is kind of belittling the other person. Like, okay,
yeah,
that's it. You got me.
I don't even know if I would consider it a diss track. More of a response.
Okay, yeah, fair.
In a way.
And there's been times, me personally, I've had to restructure the way I was thinking about something because, okay, well, this isn't working, but I have to reframe how I'm going to think about it now because maybe stuck at a job that I can't get out of at the moment. But it's like, okay, but I also can't be miserable all the time. So let's just think about it this way and use it as motivation or something. And that's exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's just saying it doesn't even matter. Like that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you for always thinking about me. But there is certain moments in the song that does have direct tiebacks to other things. I mean, very first line, when the Coke's got you brave, that is a direct callback to something that has happened, to conversations that have happened about this certain person in this song. And we would like to say that while a lot of people think that it's tied to one specific person, and we are going to get into that, this is a Taylor Swift song. It's also tied to a lot of people and a lot of different aspects in a lot of different ways.
Very true.
I saw somebody say, I'm pretty sure this song is about Trump because she can't call him out. So, I mean...
Well,
in a subtle
he
way.
is someone who talks about her a lot more than she talks about him.
Too much.
sure.
Yeah.
So he posts things, he tweets things about her, says stuff about her, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, that's actually romantic. How much I'm on your mind, sir.
And not just that, but I think there's a lot of people out there that are just dedicated Taylor Swift haters.
Yep.
You know, like people that have entire blogs and vlogs and accounts, whatever it be, just to speak negatively about Taylor. Like, I think that this can be applied in so many different ways to the fact that she is living her life. She puts out her music and then, oh, you guys are talking shit about me? I didn't even think about you once, you know? And I do think that there are ties to the rumored muse, if you will, which, like Lacey said, we'll get into. But yeah, I agree that, like most Taylor Swift songs, they can be applied to a lot of things and also in your own personal lives, too. Like how I said that this altered my own brain chemistry with how I deal with hateful things in my life. So I think it goes a long way.
You know, and kind of like when we go back to, I think of Taylor a lot of times, the quote that she talks about when she's talking about the black dog, how she says, oh, people think they have figured this out about that song, but I'll never tell you what it's actually about.
Right.
I kind of feel the same way about songs, especially like this, when a lot of people are just dead set, 100% certain that it is about this person. Taylor's never going to comment on it, you know? So we'll never know for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people are pointing at Charli XCX. That's the big thing, and we can get into all those reasons why. You know, Charli XCX just doesn't think that highly of Taylor Swift, allegedly. And there's a lot of different things that we can point back to that might be evidence. But Taylor has explained this song a little bit. So before we start diving into the lyrics, should we hear what Taylor herself had to say about it?
Yeah. Did you? Okay. We don't have the audio because there was
music
there
on
was
it, so we
copyrighted
can't play
music in
it.
the background. So here is my reading of Taylor Swift's.
Are you interpolating it? Is that where
What I was
you're
trying
just
to- what I was trying to-
re-saying
yeah.
what? Okay.
Of re-saying what she said. This is what Taylor Swift said. She said, actually romantic is a song about realizing that someone else kind of had a one-sided adversarial relationship with you that you didn't even know about. And all of a sudden they start like doing too much. They start letting you know that actually you've been living in their head rent-free and you had no idea that it's presenting itself as them sort of resenting you or having a problem with you, but taking that and just accepting it as love and accepting it as attention and affection, and how flattering that someone made you such a big part of their reality when you didn't even think about it. It's actually pretty romantic if you really, really think about it. Yeah.
Well said. I love that.
And I do love it too, because when we get it, we'll get into the specific lyrics, but I think there's a lot of jabs in this, you could say. But I think that the biggest jab, like almost like the biggest diss that Taylor could say to anyone, is when she said, no man has ever loved me like you do. Because Taylor Swift, being somebody that throughout her entire career has been linked to like her romantic relationships and things like that, when she's saying that no man I've ever dated or written songs about has ever loved me like you do, like that is just so killer. I love it.
And that's coming from someone who's spent her life writing about the relationships between her and other men and stuff like that. And this feud, diss track, whatever we want to call it, song about another girl, it's just like, wow, that's a pretty hard hit.
Yeah, yeah. And you can kind of like, I feel like throughout the song, you can hear that she's kind of grinning as she's singing, you know?
Absolutely.
And I love that too. But yes, like you said, this song is widely believed to serve as a response to Charli XCX, who she did put out a song called "Sympathy Is a Knife" in 2024, which people linked to Taylor Swift. But I also think that Charli has had other moments throughout the years where she's taken jabs at Taylor, both publicly and behind the scenes, that I guess has been festering for a long time.
Yeah, the one that I remember the most about Charli XCX, because when the song came out, I was like, I really didn't know that there was any beef there. But I remember her saying something about not loving being the opening act for Taylor on the Reputation Stadium tour because Charli thought it was like performing to a bunch of 5-year-olds or something.
That's
think
what she
was
said,
calling
yeah.
Swifties, and it's like, okay.
It's
Okay.
a stadium tour, but okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Charli.
but
You
you're
had one
welcome.
hit at that time. You're welcome for going on a big stadium tour, getting a lot of good exposure.
Yeah.
And that's not even the first time that Charli had been with Taylor either, because
Really?
she had her out in 1989. She
Lovely.
came out. She was one of the surprise guests because then she would have a different guest out every night. And she was one of the surprise guests. Then in March 2018, she announced during the rep tour, she's going to open for her. And then it was the following year that Charli did say, I'm grateful she asked me on that tour. But as an artist, I kind of felt like I was getting up on stage and waving to 5-year-olds.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And Taylor still supported her even after that, like having her on playlists and stuff. And I think the absolute worst was during her Brat era. Charli released this photo, and it was, they had a variety of things. She was posing in front of a car in pink lingerie, surrounded by paparazzi, submerged at the bottom of a fish tank while holding a green apple, and lying on a stretcher as an EMT holds open an ice box containing her severed hand with lime green friendship bracelets. So everybody's like, what the F? That, and I mean, an Eras Tour show had to get canceled because of terrorist attacks, and you're going to show this as some sort of smack in the face to Taylor Swift? Like, it's classless all the way around. The photographer for New York Magazine who did this shoot explained the photo series, saying she's sort of trapped by fame and all the tabloid photographers are chasing her. An animal trapped in the woods would bite off its own limb. She bites off her own hand.
Yeah, but it's like, but why add the friendship bracelets? Like, that's like, why include Taylor Swift in this at all? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? And they do also have the like personal connection because Charli is married to the drummer from the 1975, and also, I mean, there's just a connect. So like, you know, Taylor Swift was linked with Matty Healy. They kind of had this like years-long situationship. So she was kind of, you know, in and out, and Charli being, you know, married to the other guy and being really close with Matty Healy, I'm sure she heard a lot of his side of whatever had happened.
One side.
She's hearing Matty Healy's side, and you know, like, and that's her friend, so she has like loyalty to her friends. Like, I do understand that, but it's also just kind of like very much like what Taylor's saying, like actually romantic. Like, I don't know. And the song "Sympathy Is a Knife," that song is about Charli feeling insecure when Taylor's around, because she would be at like backstage at the 1975 shows and things like that. And so when Actually Romantic came out, a lot of people were like, but Taylor, like, Sympathy Is a Knife was more so about like Charli being insecure, like this was so mean of you to put this out, whatever. But in my head, I don't think she's just responding to the song Sympathy Is a Knife, but this kind of like year-long jabs that have been going on, probably behind the scenes as well. And, you know, like she's like, you're just kind of obsessed with me in a way. You know, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm still getting stuck on not loving being the opening act on the Reputation Stadium tour, because I think of someone like Paramore that opened up on several shows for the Eras Tour. Like, they have quite a few skins on the wall themselves, Paramore, and they were happy to open for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So like, I just don't understand the I don't know, not loving this. I guess I can understand how it's not necessarily your crowd, but that was so early in Charli's career, and she definitely had a different vibe and aesthetic at that point. So I don't know.
And at the time, this is with that same quote as the 5-year-old.
Right.
She said, Charli XCX said, I've done so much of it, and it really cemented my status as this underdog character, which I like now, but I just need to be on my own fucking shit finally. That's what she said. So being an opening act like inspired her to not be scared and go out on tour. It made her realize she's better than just opening,
right.
Kind of. Crazy. And I had mentioned the crazy photo shoot for New York Magazine. Well, at the time, Taylor was asked by the magazine to share her thoughts on Charli, and she flooded her with compliments. I've been blown away by Charli's melodic sensibility since I first met her in 2011. Her writing is surreal and inventive. Always, she just takes a song to places you wouldn't expect it to go, and she's been doing it consistently for over a decade. I love to see hard work that pays off. So, I mean, it's just two different people responding in very different ways. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Did you know that May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month? And I just think this is a good time and a great reminder to tell you about our friends at BetterHelp, because life is a complicated journey and some days you're not feeling good, and it's okay to not be okay, but it's also okay to seek therapy and talk out your problems with a licensed therapist at BetterHelp.
And you're so right, because I personally have a lot of anxiety, and I've noticed that my anxiety manifests in different ways from when I was younger than when I'm an adult. And so sometimes I have to do the day-by-day mentality. But talking to a therapist helped me figure out how to navigate that anxiety, how to identify when it's happening and how to take it on head on, and also how to communicate how I'm feeling with other people. And BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct, and they're fully licensed in the U.S. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 6 million people globally. And it works, with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. I personally had a situation sometimes when I had a therapist that I was talking to, and I just didn't feel like I could fully open up, but BetterHelp makes it very easy to switch therapists at any time. It feels kind of awkward, but I promise it's worth it.
You don't have to be on this journey alone. Find support and have someone with you in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Taylor Swift fan. That's betterhelp.com/Taylor Swift fan.
But it's also kind of like, it got weird. I guess like during the Brat summer, I remember seeing videos or photos of at her shows, and I mean, there's only so much like she can do, but at her shows, people that were attending the shows would wear t-shirts that say like Taylor Swift is dead. And it's like, why are you going to a Charli XCX concert and making it about Taylor Swift? So it's like, this just kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but
What are you doing?
Yeah, like
what are we encouraging this?
Like,
What's happening?
Yeah. It's just kind of like, it's just been weird. And so I think the response of Actually Romantic just kind of being like, yeah, why are you obsessed with me? Like, why do you keep talking about me? Why do you keep making references to me? Why are your fans wearing something about me to your shows? Like, you know, it's just weird.
And completely the opposite. Taylor tells people not to respond with hate.
Right.
Whenever she played Dear John for the first time on the Eras tour, she said, I'm playing this song. Do not blow this person up. Do not, we don't encourage hate. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, she doesn't want, now her fans do still act out, and Swifties can be away. I've seen, they were pretty rude to Josh Hutcherson recently.
Oh, yeah. I feel like he said something kind of negative about Taylor recently. I don't remember what it was.
He brought his mom to the Eras tour and then said he wasn't a Swiftie. Mm-hmm. But he just meant like he's bringing his mom, and it was a big deal to her. Mm-hmm. He just wasn't an avid fan. But people started attacking him about his size.
Oh.
I missed that. I didn't see that. It's also kind of interesting, like, some people have pointed out that sometimes when smaller artists are having trouble getting their name out in the press, they'll just talk shit about Taylor because the Swifties will respond, and then people will know that person's name.
And I kind of get the same vibe from other guys who, you know, they might fan the flames that they're in a relationship with Taylor Swift or something. I feel like I've heard different, like a race car driver did it once.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first thing that popped to my head. But people will try to attach themselves in some way to Taylor Swift
in some sort
just
of way.
to get some clicks.
Yeah, because you get the attention of the fan base because we are so dedicated to defending Taylor also. So it's like, yeah, sometimes people have said that maybe it's also a strategy for some people to just like talk shit about Taylor so that you get, who did that recently? I forget. Not Josh Hutcherson because I missed that. But I feel like I've seen that happen time and time again with just people that I'm like, why are you even mentioning Taylor? And the truth is I wouldn't be reading about you if you didn't. So I guess it worked. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so we're going to listen to Taylor Swift, and all of our lobsters are not going to go blow up Charli XCX's comments. We're not going to do that. We don't do that.
And we really don't want to like...
We don't love getting into the... maybe this is strange to hear us say this. The point of this podcast is not to get into the gossipy, pointing fingers and stuff. A lot of times we attempt, as hard as it is sometimes, to sort of stay away. But a song like this, there's just a lot of theories about why this song is what it is.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people that are fans of both Taylor and Charli.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And we encourage people to be fans of Charli XCX.
For sure.
We're not saying you can't be. So let's get into the lyrics, shall we? Taylor starts the song by saying, I heard you call me boring Barbie when the Coke's got you brave.
All right.
Right out the gate.
Whoa, we're
Wow.
starting off strong. Oh, I gotta say, before any words are even said in this song, does anyone get a Weezer vibe from
Yeah.
this? Because it's like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun. It's like Beverly Hills. And it's like, oh, and I love on this album how there's definitely different musical influences and styles. Like you can definitely hear the Jackson 5 and Wood and different things. And so it's just really cool. And so at first when I heard this song, I thought, oh, Weezer. And this song definitely has a little bit, somewhat more of a rock feel to it. So we're starting off strong here with Taylor being called a boring Barbie and then a pointing fingers that someone's doing coke a lot, which that's a great way to start the song. You got my attention.
Yeah. Right out the gate.
Well, that is somewhat a direct tie to something that's been said before because in May 2024, Charli released the 360 music video and it has Matty Healy's now wife, Gabriette Bichel.
Okay.
And she posted about this video calling it, quote, the bad blood music video, but for girls who do coke.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a little finger pointing back in at Taylor.
Well, and not just that, but I think at one point there was like some sort of variant of Brat where the cover was like a bag of Coke. And the whole thing was that like, hey, I don't know if you can do that. And then Charli was like, oh, it's actually a sandwich bag. But it
Got
wasn't.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So there's just been, I don't think she's hiding it is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
Is what I'm trying to say. But and then also the boring Barbie part, like, you know, Taylor has been compared to Barbie because she's blonde and she's a pop princess, like whatever. Also, the Barbie that we famously know is Margot Robbie played Barbie. And there was at some point, it was in 2023, Matty Healy shared a screenshot of his to-do list. And on that to-do list, it said break up with Margot Robbie. And so people kind of made that connection of like, was that his way of saying like, break up with Taylor Swift, like Margot Robbie, like Barbie. And so for Charli to potentially call Taylor a boring Barbie kind of also checks out. And then also Barbie is the opposite of Bratz, like the dolls as well. And when this came out, I remember Swifties being like, okay, so Taylor heard that she said that. Who snitched?
Exactly. Who said that?
That's what I want to know because there are various connections. Like Jack Antonoff, for instance, works very closely with Taylor. We know this. He also works very closely with the 1975 and with Charli XCX. And so we know that Jack loves to gossip, but could he have been the one that kind of was like, hey, she said this about you? Or there's so many people in the music industry that kind of just like all run in the same circles, but somehow it got back for a while. People were wondering if it was Lorde that maybe said something because she's friends with both of them. I don't know. Maybe it's somebody that we don't even know. Maybe it's like a producer or a friend of a friend or who knows. But I do think that the boring Barbie tie-in also leads back to Charli XCX.
I just love that even the coolest people that we can think of in the music industry and in Hollywood, it's still a small community and they gossip just like middle schoolers. You know, it's like, can you believe so-and-so said this about so-and-so? It's great.
Well, also, I mean, it's just so much that it was bound to get back to her.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm thinking, that it's just constantly. That's why your boyfriend's like, why are we always talking about her?
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
she's coming up all the time.
Yeah.
Also, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. She references her plastic smile. And is that a boring Barbie tie-in? Or,
Maybe.
you know, that she was just absolutely nothing there? I thought that was interesting, though.
Yeah, for sure. Taylor continues by saying, high-fived my ex, and then you said you're glad he ghosted me.
Yeah.
And who could that ex be?
Matty Healy.
I'm wondering.
Smallest man who ever lived, where
Yeah.
she said, he ghosted me. Now you know what it's like to be ghosted.
Yeah. So I do have that. Charli tweeted the song's title of Sympathy Is a Knife when Tortured Poets dropped. And I guess there's a lyric that says, don't want to see her backstage at my boyfriend's show. Fingers crossed behind my back. I hope they break up quick. So that's the line in Charli's song.
Right.
Which is very much directly at Taylor.
She continues by saying, wrote me a song saying it makes you sick to see my face. some people might be offended.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into the chorus. But it's actually sweet. All the time you've spent on me. It's honestly wild. All the effort you've put in. It's actually romantic. And I really got to hand it to you. No man has ever loved me like you do. What a great little chorus there.
Yeah.
This is just water running off of Taylor's back. All the rumors and the gossip that she's hearing, the he said, she said about what people are saying about her. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she's saying. Like, when you really think about it, it's romantic that you're spending all this time thinking about me and talking about me.
It's honestly wild.
Yeah.
It's wild how much you talk about me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like, and yeah, like, no man has ever loved me like you do. Like, I could be in love with a man in a relationship and he still doesn't think about me as much as you do.
That's right. People who have dated Taylor Swift have written songs about her. And this other person's still talking about Taylor Swift more than those guys did.
Yeah.
Also interesting, Charli has a track called Everything is Romantic as well. So Taylor putting a twist on it, actually romantic.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Taylor continues in the song by saying, hadn't thought of you in a long time. Ouch. Ooh, hadn't thought of you in a long time.
That's like I forgot you existed. Yeah.
But you keep sending me funny Valentines.
Yeah.
And I know you think it comes off vicious, but it's precious.
Adorable.
Like a toy chihuahua.
Barking at me from a tiny purse. That's how much it hurts.
Yikes.
So the Valentine's line.
Yeah.
We saw in the Spotify pop-up that there was a Valentine. And we thought it was going to be tied to Travis Kelce. This is going to be sweet.
And she laughed when we were thinking that.
Do you know who famously sent her a Valentine and posted about it mocking her?
Would it be Charli XCX?
Nope.
Oh. Would it be Matty Healy?
Nope.
Oh.
It would be Thank You, Amy. In 2018, Kim Kardashian announced on her Instagram stories that she was sending her Kimoji Hearts fragrances to her list of, quote, lovers, haters, and everybody in between. She created a color-coded list of recipients and then divided them into groups like Bae, Ride or Die, and the Haters List. The Haters List had Taylor Swift, Black China, Pink, Piers Morgan, and the package that recipients received a giant chocolate heart that had to be smashed open with an included mallet to reveal the perfume bottle.
I remember this story now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some others on her list, Bette Midler, Naya Rivera, Janice Dickinson, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Chloe Grace Moretz, Wendy Williams, Chelsea Handler, and Sharon Osbourne. And on the love list, Chrissy Teigen, Lala Anthony, Kendall Jenner, Kira, Anna Wintour, Paris Hilton, and Jennifer Lawrence.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've forgotten about that story.
Yeah. Yeah. But then that makes sense. Like, hadn't thought of you in a long time, but you keep sending me funny Valentines.
Yeah. And then comparing whoever the song might be about to a toy chihuahua barking at me from a tiny purse. What a funny comparison.
Yeah.
Is that connected to anything? Because that's lost on me. Or are they just saying you're so insignificant to me that you're a toy chihuahua? Like smaller than a regular chihuahua, a toy chihuahua, a tiny chihuahua.
And I imagine like the bark is a little annoying because they're and just constantly and putting up a big fight like they're going to do something but not. So I think that's what I took from the toy chihuahua reference. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of just thought like of the visual of it, of like you think that you're saying all these things that are hurting me, but it's equivalent to a small dog.
Yeah.
Barking
You're
at
big
me
and tough. You think you're the Doberman here, but you're just a tiny chihuahua.
Yeah. Yeah. All bark, no bite.
Yeah. That's how much it hurts. How many times have your boyfriend said,
Why are we always talking about her?
That's also funny.
And how often are you talking about someone does your partner just lets it slide for a while until finally they're just like,
Why are we
why are we always talking about this?
Yeah, because, you're obsessed.
It's actually sweet, all the time you've spent on me. It's honestly wild, all the effort you've put in. It's actually romantic, and I really got to hand it to you. No man has ever loved me like you do. And then we get into the bridge that's definitely got such a cool vibe. It definitely gets a little bit more like rock. Kind of makes you want to bang your head a little bit.
I'm tacky, baby.
You think I'm tacky, baby.
Stop talking dirty to me.
It sounded nasty, but it
Feels like you're flirting with me.
I mind my business, God's my witness that I don't provoke it.
It's making me.
Hold on. I got to put my pearls on. It's kind of making me, I can't say it. When I first heard that lyric, I was like, she didn't just say that. I know she didn't. I'm looking at the lyrics on the screen, but she didn't say that.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's not saying that.
Yeah.
Goodness. Woo.
I kind of
got to fan myself.
Oh my gosh. But I'm obsessed with this whole part, like this whole bridge, like really taking the actually romantic point of view to the next level of like, you keep talking shit about me and it's turning me on, you know? Like, ooh, say more, you know? Like when
What
somebody's
else do
like
you hate
talking
about me?
like, ooh, tell me more. Like it's stop talking dirty to me. I think it's so funny. And when the song came out, a lot of people also were like, man, Taylor's been hanging out with Sabrina for a while. Because,
Right, it's rubbing off on her.
yeah, because like in Sabrina Carpenter's songwriting, she just makes a lot of sexual innuendos and sexual references and stuff. And
Camaraderie.
Yeah. And so people were like, wow, Taylor, you've been hanging out with Sabrina, huh?
That's funny.
But it's such a great bridge.
Because it's actually sweet. All the time you've spent on me. It's honestly lovely. All the effort you've put in. It's actually romantic. Really got to hand it to you. No man has ever loved me like you do. And then she does an outro of the song. It's actually romantic. You've just giving me so much attention. It's actually romantic. It's so shoo-wop, bop, bop, romantic.
I also kind of, just to backtrack a little, I do love in the bridge where she says, I mind my business, God's my witness, that I don't provoke it. Because that is like so accurate. Mm-hmm. Like Taylor has really, especially like in recent years, like I feel like she's just become such a mature, like just person, you know, and she really doesn't talk shit about a lot of people. Maybe in her songs, sure, but she's not going on interviews and talking shit. She's not, like, I feel like a lot of times the beef that Taylor's involved in is really stuff that she was brought into.
Mm-hmm. Kimye, for sure.
Yeah. Our Reputation era is going to be so long.
And some people aren't happy with Taylor's approach. Like you said earlier, people were saying Charli XCX's song was about insecurities and she didn't have to respond like this. Rolling Stone wrote an article, was Taylor Swift's actually romantic really necessary?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying the controversy around this song is so misogynistic because people say, isn't Taylor too old for this? And no one said that to Kendrick and Drake, and they're older.
Oh,
so,
wow, good
I mean,
point.
yeah, when women fight, it's immature. When
Right, it's
men
catty.
fight, it's art.
Yeah. So, yeah. So true. And also, like, yeah, Sympathy Is a Knife being about her insecurities, I understand that. But, like, once again, there's been other times and other jobs and other things that she's done. So it's like you really do keep poking the bear. At some point, the bear is going to fight back. Is Taylor supposed to just keep taking it, you know? And so she could have said a lot worse. She could have said some horrible, awful things, but she didn't. She said, oh my gosh, you're thinking about me? Thank you so much. Like, as far as diss tracks go, I think maybe this one stings a little bit more because it is so much like, girl, I haven't even thought about you. And for some reason, that hurts more than, you know, whatever you could say instead in like a diss track kind of way. But you make an excellent point, Lacey, about like, yeah, people were eating up the Kendrick and Drake beef and no one said anything. No one was like, well, who's going to be the bigger person? you really had to respond within 24 hours, like, you know. But I do love this song.
I saw this TikTok, Maya.Brunelli, who said Taylor Swift wasn't petty enough, but she did accurately name this song Rage Bait. And I thought that was great, but we'll hear what she has to say.
I just have to say that if I decided to invite someone to open up for me on my world tour, where it was like a stadium tour, okay? Reputation tour was fucking massive. And then that girl went on to shit on the tour and shit on my fans. And then 2 years later, 3 years later, whatever the fuck it might be, she wrote a song that said, don't want to see her backstage at my boyfriend's show. Fingers crossed behind my back. I hope they break up quick. I would do a whole lot worse, a whole lot pettier than write a diss track. Especially if I had $1 billion fucking dollars. There would be tons of horse shit sent to her house every single day. Okay, do you understand? Like, I don't understand why people are so shocked that Taylor clapped back. Taylor's always said that she holds a grudge. Thank you, Amy. Like, we know that Taylor holds a grudge. I do too. There's no shame in holding a grudge, and also there's no shame in clapping back. It's not like it was unprovoked. And like, I like Charli. I met Charli. I took a picture with Charli. I really do like Charli, but like, Charli did low-key run her mouth in the press. And then Taylor Swift clapped back. And it was such a clear rage bait. She's rage baiting Charli, okay? And like, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. You can be a Charli fan and still find it hilarious that Taylor Swift is rage baiting Charli. She literally said, when you talk about me, it makes me wet. Like, she is just being like, bitch, like, I don't care. I do not care. Like, your words don't have any effect. She called her a chihuahua in a bag. Chihuahua in a bag. She said your barks like hurt me as much as a chihuahua yapping in a bag. Like, it's obviously rage baiting and it's fun. It's a pop album. Pop beef happens all of the fucking time. It's literally not that deep. I implore everyone to touch grass because I think Taylor Swift could have been a whole lot more petty and she just decided to have fun.
So true.
But
That's
rage
great.
bait, the fact that she made, I love the fact that she called it rage baiting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so cute. You're so obsessed with me. You're so mad at me, and I don't care at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very belittling. I love that. Like, okay, thanks. Pat on the head down there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. And, you know, total switch of gears here. I love how before this album came out, we're looking at the track list and the names and thinking about what the songs are going to be, predicting like what are going to be some of our favorites, like Actually Romantic. Man, I thought this was just going to be a killer love song.
Me too.
You know, like, oh my gosh, it's going to be about Travis and how he's actually romantic and no one else has ever been romantic before. But like, no, this is about a feud with a girl that's talking trash about Taylor.
Yeah.
I just love how she takes it and just flips from what we're expecting her to do. And it's great.
I also think that before the album came out, she must have either sent it to Charli's people or something, or it got out, or word got out, or the lyrics, whatever it was. But before the album came out, it kind of like tattled on yourself that it was about you, because there was a girl on TikTok that was making a video like predicting what all the songs were going to sound like based on the titles. And in the video, she didn't do the song Actually Romantic, but I think she did a couple of other ones. And one of Charli's friends commented on the video being like, now do Actually Romantic. Like, knowing that song was going to be about Charli, and that was before the album came out. So it's like, you kind of took that, you know?
Interesting.
So, but great song.
Good song. Should we get to some of our voicemails?
Yes, let's
Who do we
hear
got?
a voicemail right now from our one listener in Ohio.
Yay!
Her name is Kayla.
Hi, 13, the Taylor Swift podcast. This is my first time ever calling in. It's Kayla from Ohio. So your second Ohio listener, I think you guys thought you only had one before. This is way too long of voicemail already. I was really just calling again because I was listening to the Ruin the Friendship episode, and you guys were calling out a lyric about disco ball and it being like a call to mirror ball. And if you go into more research about it, disco balls and mirror balls are really two different items. Or mirror balls are what we traditionally think of a disco ball as, with the mirror tiles. But a disco ball is really that cheaper, like, black ball that has all the neon colors getting out of it and is cheap comparatively to the reflective ball of a mirror ball. Yeah, so that's the reason I was calling. I really hope you guys edit this voicemail if you ever put it on, because, yeah, that was a ridiculous intro for just giving that information. I absolutely love the podcast, though, and have been listening for a few years now since I discovered it. So absolutely love the content you guys put out, and hoping that this reaches you guys and you can hopefully know the difference between a disco ball and a mirror ball, because I didn't know until I was looking into Ruin the Friendship. So I was also offended at first, and then realized that she's actually very purposefully using disco ball here as a reference to the cheaper item than a mirror ball.
Well, Kayla.
Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you. That's very, very helpful, because I did assume that they were the same thing.
And I want you to know that, yes, I do edit voicemails, but I only edit voicemails that need editing. How cute was that voicemail? And she was
great.
like, oh my gosh, I'm already talking too much. Please edit this. And I was like, no, that was great information.
Well,
I
and
love it.
when she said that, she was like, it's already too long. I looked and there was still like a minute left.
But that's so relatable too. Like, have you guys, I left a voicemail for a friend like recently just to be funny. And as I'm leaving the voicemail, I'm like, I don't know how to end this. Like, bye. And I feel you can tell that Kayla was like, okay, this is long. All right. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Those are very cute. I love that very much. And very informative, because yeah, now that she says that the disco ball is like that plasticky one with the colored lights and not the mirror ball that we know, then yeah, that absolutely makes sense. And now I can continue to not be offended by the lyric in my mirror ball tattoo.
Good.
Yeah, so thank you, Kayla, for sharing that with us. And thank you for being a listener, our one
listener in Ohio.
That's it. That's crazy. Hopefully, Kayla, can you find us one more in Ohio? It's a big state.
It's one of my favorite running jokes on this podcast. I don't even know how it started.
Well, that is it for this episode of 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe to us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to us on right now. All the ways to contact us are in the description of this podcast. And join us next time when we are going to break down track number 8 on the life of a showgirl, Wish List.
Thanks for listening to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
You work hard to keep your family healthy. You eat clean, stay active, ask questions, and want the freedom to make the best decisions for their healthcare. So why does the traditional system still feel so expensive and disconnected from actual care? Crowd Health is different. Built for families, entrepreneurs, and independent-minded people, Crowd Health is a community of more than 28,000 members helping fund each other's medical bills directly without restrictive networks or corporate middlemen standing in the way. Over 40,000 medical bills have already been funded. It's not health insurance. It's a simpler, more human way to pay for healthcare. You choose any doctor you want. Plus, a dedicated care advocate helps you navigate every step of the way. Because communities take better care of each other than corporations do. If you've ever felt frustrated with the traditional system, it's time to see why thousands of people are choosing something different. Learn more at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com.